We are live and we are discussing who is going to win the World Cup in 2026. We've got Spain. This is Switzerland here. Should probably move these. That's Belgium. That's France. I've got a really nice Ronaldo shirt, but the Ronaldo shirt is in no longer need because he's out of the World Cup, unfortunately. Ronaldo's going home. He's already on the flight. I don't know where he's going to go. He's probably going to go. Is he going to go back to the desert or is he going to go back to Portugal? I'm sure you can answer that question. He's going back to Portugal. Why am I not wearing my England shirt? The reason is it's in the wash. My England shirt is in the wash, so I'm not wearing it right now. But it's going to be ready. It's going to be ready for the big day, which is Monday. What time is the England game on Monday? So for me, it's going to be a very healthy England versus Norway. England versus Norway is at 4 a.m. my time. 4 a.m. That is literally the worst possible time that this game is going to happen. But let's look at the World Cup fixtures that are coming up, and then I'm going to give my 2 cents on who I believe is going to win. I'm going to give it right away, actually. I'm not even going to go beat around the bush. I think it's going to be Argentina, France again. One of those two. So we've got France and Morocco. That is tonight. Then we have Spain versus Belgium, which should be a great game. France should beat Morocco, but you never know with Morocco. They are full of surprises. They were full of surprises in the last World Cup, and they've been a big surprise this World Cup. Spain versus Belgium. I love Yamal. What can I say? I'm a big fan of Yamal. I love that guy. So I feel like he's going to come into particular magical form. He's been okay throughout the tournament, but we haven't seen him shine the way that we know he can, particularly for the likes of what we see with Barcelona. So that's July 10th, Spain versus Belgium. Then July 11th, we've got Norway versus England. A huge game for us. Haaland is the man to stop. And I think we're more than capable of doing it. If you said to me, you can play Mexico or Norway, I would take Norway any day. And we just beat Mexico. And I really wasn't sure what was going to happen with that game. That was a really nervous game. And I don't believe that penalty that we conceded was a penalty. I think FIFA have got it wrong. I love that they're keeping the play going. I didn't expect that. I thought there was going to be a lot more VAR intervention. But also VAR has got it wrong on too many occasions. And Egypt and Argentina, you look at the highlights of that game and the content that's circling around. An absolute farce for Egypt. So Argentina and Switzerland, that will be on July 12th. So July 12th, Argentina, Switzerland. Good luck, Switzerland. I mean, they must be buzzing in Switzerland right now. If you said to them that they would have made it this far at the beginning of the competition, they would have been over the moon. They would have bitten your hand off. And they've made it. They've made it this far. So congratulations to Switzerland. They've had a good run. They've had an easy run. They've had a very much English run in terms of the cards falling very luckily. And so we've got Switzerland and Argentina. That's on June 12th. And then July 14th, 15th, 18th, 19th, semi-final to third place. Who cares about that? I don't understand why there is a third place game. Who cares? And then July 19th. So July 19th is in 10 days. So that's the final. It's in 10 days' time, which is odd. It's on a Thursday. A World Cup final on a Thursday. You would think that it would fall on a weekend. So the quarterfinals, they get underway today. Quarterfinals. I don't know about you, but I've really enjoyed this World Cup. Of course, there's been controversy over VAR. We expected that. Did we expect the football to be flowing, like I said, as well as it has done so far? No. Politics has not played a good part at all. several things in regarding that, how the Iranians were treated. Some of the stories coming out about that. They shouldn't have even gone. They shouldn't even be there. I mean, I'm not being funny. There's a war going on, and there's there's bigger problems going on in the world. I can't believe that they actually went. They should have not gone in protest, and they should be fighting against the regime in their own country. The fact that they actually went to play a football match and they went over to the US. Of course, you were expecting the political craziness that were revolving around it, but utterly bizarre that they went. I like, if I was a football player and my country was essentially eating itself the way that it has been for years under their regime, and now it's under attack, and it still has a long way to go in terms of where it's going to be, Iran. I'm not going to be traveling as a footballer and playing football. Like, they're saying they're going out of pride. No, they're not. They're going out for money. They have no chance of doing well in the competition. They are literally just a number, one of the 48 teams. They shouldn't have gone. They shouldn't be there. So that was sickening, to be honest, that happened. But then you could say, oh, what happens if Ukraine and, or Russia? Like, Russia obviously couldn't have played or qualified at all. They were already expelled. But Ukraine, let's say, for example, they qualified. Would I say the same about them? Yeah, don't go. Your country's at war. Don't go and play football. Go and protest. Use your voice as a footballer to speak out against what you see is going on. Anyway, that's politics. But politics is very much becoming a part of football. And it's becoming more and more intrusive in the game, and we see it. The Trump red card situation, that being revoked. Any other country, you don't see it happening. I mean, I will admit that the foul is Trump using a USA Trump card against the red card. You've seen the memes probably floating around on social media. But how they could do that and barely say anything about it. FIFA have really shown their corruption once again. And there's huge commercialism with this World Cup, with the hydration breaks. Some matches they're necessary, but then you've got Virgil van Dijk coming out saying they're an absolute farce, which they are. They are there purely just to make money for people. Purely just to make money in the media. Just pump that ad into your face constantly. In true Americanized fashion, ads, wherever we can. And if we can't get you, we're still going to find another way to get you, because ads are always going to find you. That's literally how it went. So huge controversy with the Trump red card being revoked. And the funny thing was, he didn't know what a red card even was. He didn't understand the game. But, he's from the US. They call it soccer. And their game is American football. So you can forgive him for that. But the fact that they gave the card, or then they rescinded the card, but they kept the suspension going, it didn't actually make any sense. It was a complete farce. And the rule book, like, let's go back to the England game. The England game where Harry Kane has no idea that there's a player next to him. He goes to kick the ball, and then suddenly this boot appears out of nowhere, and he accidentally hits the boot. Okay, doesn't cause any damage to the player, but he's trying to get the ball. And he just clips the ball or just clips the player or both at the same time. It's hard to tell, but regardless, there was no ill intent, and they get a penalty for that. I mean, what is that? Like, any team, like, of course you want your team to win, right? But any mutual fan, it's not entertaining for them. Penalties are not entertaining. What disgusts me about penalties, and I've always been this way with them, is the amount of pressure it puts on one person. All right, and it can literally give them nightmares for the rest of their lives, to say the least, if they miss them. But not just that. If a penalty is missed, the whole team go out. We've all lost because of that. That other person's goalkeeper saved the other team's goalkeeper saved the goal, or our player shot it wide. We've had a great game. We scored some great goals, and we've taken this team all the way until the end. We've defensively been phenomenal. It's not a test of skill. I would love to see the golden goal again. The golden goal. And then teams that are inclined to defend the whole game are suddenly changing their tactics, and it's a lot more interesting and entertaining for the audience. Bring back the golden goal. If you're going to take anything away from this, take away that should happen. So, overall, an interesting and entertaining World Cup. I've loved it so far. I've loved it. And as I've just expressed, I've not loved all of it. But there's so much to love about it. You see how it brings people together, the conversations that they have, like the true human to human connection that it makes from one team to another, how you can be respectful, be complimentary of your country, how teams, Canada, US, Mexico, they have so much to be proud of in terms of how they've hosted this tournament. They've hosted it beautifully. That's coming from an England fan that had seen all of these fans outside of the England players' hotel the day before we were supposed to play them in Mexico, where the altitude was the big media headline as to why England wouldn't be able to do it. But they did with 10 men for a large portion of the game. And that was the most proud I've been of England, purely due to the circumstances. But overall, a very entertaining World Cup. I can't wait for the next one. I'm already starting this YouTube channel to make money so that I can go to the next World Cup. So if you wish to donate, I do have a Patreon. It's in the description of my account. Your money is welcome, and I promise you it will be going toward an adoring football, soccer fan who's purely here for the love of the game. Thank you for tuning in. But now it's time to answer the question, who do I think is going to win the World Cup? It's going to be between Argentina and France. And I have to lean on the magic for this one. My heart says Messi. And I love Messi. He's my favorite player. He's a gift from God. He really is. But my head is saying France purely because of how stacked their team are, what they have to offer, the amount of talent on the pitch and on the bench that they have. They are fully stacked, and there's goals, there's great defenders, excellent midfielders, and they're all playing top of their game, and they're there for their club teams. So I'm going to go for France in my head, but my heart is saying Messi. But the majority of my heart is saying England. Of course, it's saying England. I'm not wearing my England shirt. It's in the wash. But how amazing it would be. And it would be great for football. It would be great for football to see England win it. And then this song, It's Coming Home, that all the football fans love to hear. It's a comical song these days. But you know what? When I hear the song It's Coming Home, when I heard it like before the World Cup, it just purely, I don't think about England now when I hear it. I just hear about football coming home, like football coming home to the world. And that's what I think about with the World Cup, with the Euros, with the big competitions. If I hear the song, I don't feel it anymore like I did before with such a pressure on England. Because let's be honest, if you're looking at history, 1966, there's been a lot of disappointment since then. So you're setting yourself up with such a song and the arrogance that comes with it. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. What I might do is make a ballad, a really sad ballad version of that song if we don't win. Oh, but if we make it to the final and we still lose, that's even worse. Like, we've made it to 2 Euros finals in a row, and then we make it to the World Cup final. We don't win that. Oh, that'd be heartbreaking. Player of the tournament so far for me, for England, is Bellingham. I love him. I love his passion, his love for his country. The older he's getting, the wiser he's getting. He still has a huge fire. He's not afraid to say what he thinks. He's got a personality. He's like media trained, but he's not afraid to like hide who he is. And I love that about him. And yeah, he holds himself with real integrity, even in the hardest of moments when he's, Anthony Gordon, he's been a shining star. Harry Kane, of course. Where would we be without Harry Kane? Where would we be without him? He's there neck and neck with me with Bellingham. Those two have been phenomenal. And you can't say that the players aren't giving it everything they've got. Is there still more to come? Yes. I want to see more from Declan Rice. I want to see more 100% from Saka. They have to score. They need to start scoring goals. They don't do it for Arsenal and they don't do it for England enough. They don't do it enough. So that's something I would like to see for the two of them. But let's see. Thank you for tuning into the channel. My name's Daniel. It is Now Football. Do not forget to subscribe and like and share with your friends as I try to raise as much money as I can between now and the next World Cup to make my dreams come true. And who knows, if I make more money and I can go to the World Cup of 2030 and I can take some special people with me and I can raise enough money to do that, that would be like the best thing I've ever done. So let's go for it. Whatever happens, come on, England. Best of luck to your team if you're watching. If you're not in the competition anymore, I still hope you enjoy watching what's to come because you know it's going to be entertaining. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care. Peace. Bye for now.